Hello and welcome to the guide for the Praying Mantis Doom of Mokhaiotl CA. For this CA, it requires you to not use any prayer restoral methods mid-kill. So in order to start this off, what you want to do is get your max melee set up with Black Mask, Super Combat Pot, Pray Piety, and Ancient Mace Spec, a undead target dummy. This will give you 141 prayer points to start out the fight, which makes this significantly easier. After this, we can bank the majority of this melee gear. So we're going to be going Crafting Guild. Don't need the majority of this. I am going to be keeping a few swaps for Crystal Halley specs. Be bringing this, but otherwise banking everything else. We can also bank the Ancient Mace at this point, bank the Altor. And this will be your actual setup here. So I'll get the inventory set up here and show you. For this one, because you are not able to drink restores or anything mid-run, you basically just use hard food the entire time. You can use Minophyte remedies in order to avoid or bring more food. Basically, you can bring brews if you bring Minophyte remedies. I'm gonna opt not to do that because I don't think I'll need it for this specific CA. Also, finally, before we go in, we want to pre-pot a Divine Super Combat, Divine Range Pot, and Heal up to full, Angler up to full. Rest is literally just Moonlight Antelopes, bringing Lightbearer and ZCB for as much spec damage as possible. We want ZCB and Crystal Halley to kind of pop off because we're not going to be praying offensive prayers the majority of the time. So it'll be much more beneficial if we can get big dam during our specs, because that just requires you to pray rigor or piety for like one tick basically. I am bringing a spare super combat just because it is relatively easy. Again, not crunched on inventory space for this CA since no prey pots, and I just want the extra chally damage. So starting off, I'm running there because I do not have any of the teleports. Can be beneficial to flick rapid heal so that your anglerfish doesn't tick down. I failed to do that just now, but that's okay. We can prevent it from ticking down anymore. For each wave, especially before wave 5, before the cars start, and even before wave 6, our goal is basically just to conserve as much prayer as possible. We're taking this really slow, really steady. No issues whatsoever, and always played on the safe side. I have died greeting this CA already once, and I don't intend to die again. So, starting off, we go in. We will pray rigor for ZCB specs, and we can flick rigor here and there if it's these early waves, and it's really not going to cost us anything. Gonna kill grubs. For this CA, we do not want to go for any other CAs at the same time, just because it is going to be quite hectic if you're attempting to do that. Go for the chally specs. Also for this CA, if you are below 99 prayer on these early waves and you kill the boss during a melee punish, the holy water that comes out will fail this CA. It will not fail it. See, this was during the melee punish. It will not fail it if you're above 99 prayer at the time, which can be done via that Ancient Mace spec at the start. Going in, always pray rigor for the ZCB spec. If you don't have ZCB, just use the majority of your specs on chally. It's not that big of a deal. For this, actually, I would say this is like the least ZCB or gear wrecked CA. The majority of people can probably do this with Scobo and Void. No issue whatsoever, because it's literally doesn't matter how slow you kill it. It's just a matter of prey flicking effectively. And because we're not using offensive prayers, we're even going to be killing it rather slow with T-bow and everything. think this was a range orb. I don't even remember. We do still bring Death Charge. I don't want to bring Thralls because that's just Prayer Chip that you don't really want, but we do still bring Death Charge just for extra specs. Hopefully I can get a ZCB spec off here. It doesn't look like it, so we'll start off with a few T-bows. I might just skip ZCB spec this kill, or this wave, just because it's wave 3. It's not that big of a deal. And you can make quite a lot of mistakes on this CA. Truthfully, it's not very difficult. You can basically face tank a lot of prayer hits and not fail the CA, because the only requirement is no prayer restoral. So as long as you're just not camping like multiple prayers at the same time, you're really not going to have an issue. For this phase, I just choose to Ember Light to save on some Dragon Arrows because it doesn't matter at all our damage to the shield. I could ZCB spec here. I'm going to choose not to in order to save spec for next wave. And my Divine's almost wearing off, so I'm going to... yeah, I took some damage there. That's alright. Gonna re-super combat, and it's dead. So, again, not really concerned about supplies here. Just eat a Moonlight Antelope if you're below the HP that you can heal. Don't have spec for ZCB again because I Chally spec'd at the end there, which is completely fine. The melee punishes are quite good damage with the Chally, as long as you keep on top of them, because you could just Pray Flick Piety for 1 second and just do massive dam. Slow and steady grub phase. This is wave 4, so there's not going to be a car just quite yet. Car starts on wave 5. And we're just going to finish off the grubs. That's one thing we don't really want to let too many grubs get through, just because it is going to be a good amount of chip damage, and since we don't have those brews to heal up, we don't necessarily want a bunch of grubs going in, but a few grubs going in is fine. And we killed it there. We're able to get the holy water without failing the CA again because we're above 99 prayer, and that healed a little bit, so that's good. Have the spec for ZCB here, so we will use it. Anytime you are above 75% spec at the start of a wave, might as well ZCB, because why not? And that was quick into this phase. Right after this will be the first car phase. Car phase is actually the most beneficial to this CA because you're going to be able to basically Pray Flick Rigor rather effectively without having to worry too much about other prayers at the same time. And we'll finish off some of these grubs that aren't going to hit the boss. I think that's going to... Oop, I might get hit there. Never mind. Always want to try to bait the Doom in a straight line because I find it's a lot easier to dodge the car when it's moving in a straight line like that. To note, if you're a lot better than me at not taking damage, you can also bring a Void Swap, and it's pretty much expected that you're gonna have to do some orbs here, or do the totem special. There we go. I suspect it's going to go into another charge here. Yep, it's fine. Slow and steady is the name of the game. We are not attempting to push any speeds for this CA. And it doesn't matter how long a kill takes. This boss is virtually 0 damage if you play it correctly. I'm gonna attack this melee grub out of range and should be good. I'm gonna let that melee grub go in. It's not that big of a deal. Might actually be dead here. Yep, okay. Going in, starting next wave is wave 6. This one is going to be basically the same as wave 5, just with prayer flicks during car, and he'll slam during car. So you'll have to hide behind the boulders. That might be transitioned. I believe it is. Yes. Just going to heal up before car phase. So we just eat that moonlight antelope. You're not at any risk of if you accidentally like eat food and put your attack on CD during this phase, because all the grubs have reset like mechanic where they reset your auto attack CD. And should be dead. Gonna finish off the grubs. And for this entire wave, basically, I'm gonna be praying rigor. And probably just gonna have to tank this last hit. I don't think that... Yeah. Just gonna tank the last slam wave. It's fine, only deals 30 damage. Oh gosh. Excellent, misclicked. Please kill it, thank God. Whew, that got scary. Excellent misclick there and boofed the totems. If I didn't kill there, I was about to take a lot of damage. Just gonna heal up with the Moonlight Antelope. I can redivine range pot and good to move on to wave 7. Make sure just keeping this combat pot up as much as possible. Gonna try not to eat here the Moonlight Antelope until grub phase, or until shield. And I'm gonna kill these 2 grubs. There we go. Gonna heal up to full. Make sure you weave your auto attacks to make sure the charge doesn't go off, but it's just healing up to full. From here on out, we're being much less conservative with our prayer, I think. We don't particularly need to concern ourselves with running out of prayer at this point. And I'm going to get hit by that, that's fine. Also going to get hit by this slam. We're just going to eat up because we're going to tank a totem phase. So we'll go here. And again, just eating up, playing it slow and steady. For that one, I did not Chally spec because if I would have killed it there, actually, it would have failed the CA because I'm no longer above 99 prayer. So definitely want to be careful. Don't KO it during the melee phase the moment you drop above 99 prayer. And should be dead. Nice. Okay. So we have 4 food. going into wave 8. Should be fine. I don't foresee myself using more than 4 food. I just got to play it a little bit safe here. Make sure we kill these grubs. And that was quick. Gonna eat up to full. Finish off these grubs. And I do have another ZCB spec here, so I am going to use it. Just because the CA only goes up to wave 8. Completely free. Still got hit by that. Kind of scam. Okay, gonna heal up. I fully expect to have to do this totem phase. Bro, how'd I get hit by that? Okay. And it might be dead here. Nice. There we go. So that is the Praying Mantis CA completed. 48 prayer points left. Ran out of food, so you might be able to do some brews and a Menophyte remedy if you'd like. Might help it out a bit, but there you go.